Mar-a-Lago, Florida, December 12, 2024, Thursday, 7:47 p.m. Gold-plated walls with American flags. 14 people at the table. Right, Stephen Miller, architect of Trump's immigration policies. Left, Tom Homan, former border security chief. Across, Tucker Carlson, media power. And at the head of the table, Donald J. Trump, 78 years old, will be sworn in as 47th U.S. President on January 20th, 2025. And right now, the plan in the red folder in his hand outlines the largest deportation operation in American history. On the folder cover, Operation Aurora Classified. Trump opens the file. Gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something. I made a promise in the campaign. 11 million illegal immigrants. All go in. And I'm starting this from January 20th. The room goes silent. Stephen Miller smiles because he's the architect of this plan. He prepared it for 3 months, and now he's hearing it from Trump's mouth. But this isn't just a deportation plan. This is Operation Aurora. The name comes from Aurora, Colorado. In September 2024, members of the Venezuelan Tren de Aragua gang had taken over an apartment in Aurora. They went door to door with weapons, terrorizing residents. And Trump had used those videos dozens of times in the campaign. Look, Biden's America. Gangsters taking over apartments. But when I'm president, I'll find them one by one, and I'll kick them out of the country. Now Trump will fulfill that promise. But how? Stephen Miller explains. Mr. President, Operation Aurora consists of 4 phases. Phase 1, arrest of 50,000 illegal immigrants known to be gang members. ICE agents will act in coordination with FBI 5 a.m. raids, simultaneously in 50 states. Shock and awe, Trump, beautiful, continue. Miller, Phase 2, deportation of 2 million illegal immigrants with criminal records. These are DUI, violence, theft criminals. They go first. Trump, how will we show this in media? Miller, we'll invite the press. They'll film as they board planes. America must see. But the really tough part is Phase 3 and 4. Miller continues, Phase 3, families. There are 4.5 million illegal immigrant families. They have children born in the U.S., but parents are illegal. We won't separate families. We'll send them all together. Tucker Carlson intervenes, Stephen. But the children are American citizens. How will you deport them? Miller calmly, Tucker, we're not forcibly deporting the child. We're deporting the parents. And if families choose to stay together, the child goes too. That's their choice, Tom Homan adds. And Phase 4, economic pressure. Penalties for employers. Every employer who hires illegal immigrants gets minimum to $150,000 fine. Second violation, business closes. This makes it impossible for illegal immigrants to find work. They'll leave on their own. Trump laughs. Magnificent. This is like what Milei did in Argentina. Chainsaw. Change the system from rote. We'll do the same. Operation Aurora starts January 21st. But nobody at that table is talking about what's the cost of this operation. According to ICE report, deporting 11 million people costs $88 billion. Arrest, transport, court, plane, personnel. Each deportation, $8,000. And this is just the financial cost. Economic cost. Illegal immigrants contribute $96 billion annually to U.S. economy. Agriculture, construction, service sectors. If they go, labor crisis begins. But Trump doesn't care about these numbers. Because in his eyes, this isn't an economic issue. This is an identity issue. December 15, 2024, Los Angeles, Pico Union neighborhood. Alvaro Hernandez, 34 years old, Mexican. Crossed the border in 2009. 15 years in the U.S., 2 children. Maria, 10 years old, American citizen. Diego, 7 years old, American citizen. Alvaro works construction, 60 hours a week, minimum wage. Doesn't pay taxes because he has no social security number, but pays rent, does grocery shopping, sends children to school. Alvaro is living the American dream. But after January 21st, that dream becomes nightmare. Because Alvaro's name is on ICE's list. No criminal record, just a legal entry. But according to Operation Aurora, that's enough. January 21st, 5:17 a.m. Alvaro's door knocks. No, doesn't knock. Breaks. 6 ICE agents enter. Alvaro Hernandez, you're under arrest as a legal immigrant. Alvaro's wife Elena screams. Maria cries. Diego doesn't understand. But in 10 minutes, Alvaro is handcuffed in ICE vehicle. And in 48 hours, in Tijuana, Mexico side. End of 15 years. 48 hours. But this isn't just Alvaro. January 21st, in 50 states, 50,000 house raids. Between 5 o'clock and 7 a.m., 2 hours, 50,000 families. CNN Live, Fox News Live, NBC, ABC, CBS, everyone watching. I see agents breaking doors, people being handcuffed, children crying, and Trump tweets from White House, Operation Aurora has begun. We're taking America back. Promises made, promises kept. But streets are also erupting. Los Angeles, Miami, New York, Chicago, Houston. Protests begin in Latin neighborhoods. No human is illegal. Slogans. January 22nd, 200,000 people pour into streets in Los Angeles. Biggest immigrant protests since 2006. But Trump administration is determined. Tom Homan on CNN, we're not swayed by emotional arguments. Law is law. Those who entered illegally will be removed. Period. And then economic impacts begin. Tomato harvest stopped in California because 70% of workers were illegal immigrants. Now none. Construction projects postponed in Texas. Hotel chain in Florida can't find employees. And prices rising. Tomatoes from $2 to $5. Construction costs up 40%. Hotel rooms 25% more expensive. Economists warn this will re-escalate inflation. Fed will have to raise rates. Recession risk. But Trump isn't listening. January 28th, White House press conference. First week, 83,000 deportations. Target, 1 million per year. 11 million in 11 years. We're not stopping. And I'm telling you, this is just the beginning. Because we're not just deporting illegals. We're changing the system. And then announces, my new law, birthright citizenship ends. Being born in U.S. no longer gives automatic citizenship. At least one parent must be American citizen or green card holder. Room exploded. Reporters shocked because this violates the 14th Amendment of Constitution. Since 1868, anyone born in U.S. is citizen. Trump, 14th Amendment is misinterpreted. I'll fix it. If it goes to court, it goes. But I'm doing it. ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union, immediately files lawsuit. But Trump administration is prepared. 6-3 conservative majority in Supreme Court. And they might win. February 3, 2024. Mexico City, Mexico. President Claudia Sheinbaum, emergency press conference. Trump's deportation policy is inhumane. We, as Mexico, will protect our citizens. But U.S. sent 83,000 people in 1 week. Where will we house them? How will they find jobs? This is economic attack on Mexico. And then adds, U.S. is violating USMCA trade agreement. We will apply retaliatory tariffs. And now, diplomatic crisis. Mexico puts 25% tariff on cars from U.S. U.S. puts 50% tariff on products from Mexico. Trade war began. And Latin America uniting. Brazilian President Lula, this is fascism. Trump is doing what Hitler did. Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina, everyone reacting. But one exception, Javier Milei, Argentine president. Milei tweets, Trump is doing right. Illegal immigration is invasion. Proud of him. Viva la libertad, carajo. And here, Latin America's paradox emerges. Milei, far-right leader, supports Trump. But millions from Argentina emigrated to U.S. They're also on deportation list. Milei is sacrificing his own people to Trump. But Argentine opposition is furious. Protests in Buenos Aires, Milei, traitor, Trump's slave. February 10, 2024, Washington, D.C., U.S. Congress. Democrats take action to stop Trump. Emergency Immigration Protection Act proposal in House, aim, stop Operation Aurora. Slow deportations, but Republicans have majority. In vote, 218 reject, 212 accept. Law doesn't pass. And Trump on X, deep state can't stop me. People are with me. And we will win. But streets still burning. February 15th, Los Angeles. During ICE raid, 19-year-old Rosa Martinez shot and killed. ICE, self-defense. But video shows Rosa was running, unarmed, and agent fired from behind. City exploded. 500,000 people in streets. Justice for Rosa. CNN, Fox, everyone live. And Trump's approval rating dropping. January, 54%. February, 49%. First time, lost majority, February 20th, Mar-a-Lago. Trump in meeting with Stephen Miller. Stephen, numbers dropping. Rosa Martinez incident hit us. People tired of seeing crying children on TV. We must change strategy. Miller, Mr. President. We can't stop. Stopping is weakness. We must continue. But smarter. Media won't film raids. Night operations, silent, invisible, but effective. Trump agrees. And from March, raids at night, without cameras. But deportations continue. 20,000 every week. Year-end target, 1 million. And America, divided. 48% say Trump is right. Law is law. 46% say Trump is inhumane, must be stopped. 6% undecided. But something is changing. Latin communities no longer silent. Registering, voting, organizing. Target in 2026 midterms. Remove Republicans from Congress. And in 2028 presidential election. Bury Trump in history. Because they understood, this isn't just immigration issue. This is America's soul. And that soul is now at war. If you want to learn the full details of Operation Aurora, subscribe now. Because in the next video, I'll tell you how 11 million deportations will happen phase by phase. Which states are targeted, which gangs are priority, and Latin America's retaliation plans. The truth is much more complex than you think, and the future is much more tense than you think.